If the governor goes for re-election, he will win. Even the guys in the governor's corner, if you sit down with them in the dark without recording devices, they will tell you the truth that they're not happy.
Really?
Yes, Your Excellency, I beg you in God's name that you worship. Allow the people have their say. Look at how the daughter has stood in ever since Her Excellency left this planet Earth. She has achieved a lot for the, for women.
The office of the first lady.
The office of the first lady. Not to impose like an emperor in a democracy. He is not an emperor.
So what's your recommendation? Like, what approach should be taken, even by the governor? And then what would have been a better story? Hello, you are welcome to the How and Why Show. My name is Macaulay Kings. On today's episode, we'll be talking about Akwa Ibom State politics, especially regarding the 2027 upcoming elections. And to do justice to that, we have right here on the show with us, Ambassador Regal Inokette.
Thank you very much.
It's so good to have you around. Thank you so much for being here. So just to help us, I'll be reading a brief profile of Ambassador Regal Inokette. So, Ambassador Regal Inokette is a dynamic leader driven by a passion for positive change. With emotional intelligence and analytical thinking, he inspires change in every sphere of influence. A voracious learner, Regal is fascinated by information technology, psychology, international relations, justice systems, and African thought. He balances leadership with compassion and innovative thinking, empowering communities through development-oriented initiatives. Regal has received numerous awards globally and locally, recognizing his outstanding contributions. Notably, he was honored as a Merchant of Light in 2017 by the Black Student Society of Namibian Heritage in India. His notable affiliations include alumnus, Lovely Professional University, Jalandhar, India, alumnus, Ballsbridge University, Dominica, life member, International Chambers of IT Specialists, Greater Noida, India. Regal Inokette is the country director of Citizens Advocacy Initiative and lots more. So it's so good to have you around once again. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so like I said earlier, we'll be talking a bit about Akwa Ibom State politics and the upcoming 2027 elections,
Yes.
both at the state level and the local government level. This is really great. Something phenomenal happened in Akwa Ibom. I think it's about the first time we had a major shift of political party, coming from the state government.
Okay.
So our state governor, Governor Moino, he moved, if that's the right word to use, from PDP to APC. So he joined the APC, which was a great move in our political sphere in Akwa Ibom State. And one of the mantra he was putting out when he moved was that he simply said Akwa Ibom United. So that means Akwa Ibom will be united politically. I want you to talk a bit about his movement to APC and how you see that. Was it a great move?
Well, thank you, Mr. Kings.
Yes.
Thing is, politics is very dynamic. We see how the country is right now. We've seen the struggles in the PDP. And nobody seems to understand if the PDP will go into election. Some persons are interpreting the CTC, their judgment that just came from the Supreme Court. They're interpreting it to suit them. There are two factions in the PDP today.
Okay.
We have the Sheyi Makinde faction. We have the Nyesom Wike faction. So each persons are saying they are the rightful person. So we are still waiting for people to interpret the CTC properly so that we can know where. So I think in the light of that, the governor foresaw. I think I need to applaud him for that. The governor foresaw that there was danger ahead because as a politician, you can't say you want to contest election without a platform. The first thing you have to look for is a platform to contest.
Yeah.
So the governor understood that the first thing, just like being a Christian Christian, you have to be baptized, confess Christ. So in politics, there have to be a vehicle. That vehicle is your political party. So I think in the light of that, the governor foresaw, because we've seen what's going on. We've seen governors that were not quick to move. What has befallen them, the likes of Governor Adeleke of Osun State. Adeleke stayed in the PDP until everything crumbled. Adeleke led. I think he's in a court party now, Governor of Osun State. So I think the governor moved. And, well, as a politician, I would say that was nice of him. Yes.
So that was a smart.
That was a smart move for him, looking at the context of Nigeria, because if it were other countries, in other countries we see where people stay in parties for years. You understand? You don't move just because your party didn't win elections. Instead, you sit back. But in Nigerian context, people move. So in the Nigerian spectrum, we would say the governor made sense. You understand? So he moved, but he came with the preaching that Akwa Ibom united.
Yes.
Okay, if we want to rely on a dictionary, what's united? What does it mean for something to be united? It means unity, where there's no chaos, where there's no disagreements, where there's inclusivity. In my judgment, I don't think that there is inclusivity today in the APC.
Really?
In my judgment, I'm not speaking for private people. I'm speaking for myself because I am an APC aborigine. I was there before the governor came.
Oh, you were already in APC?
Yes, I was in the APC before the governor came. The governor came to meet me.
Wow.
Yes. So I would say the governor has not, in my judgment, yes, the governor has not succeeded in uniting everyone.
Okay.
Because if you say Akwa Ibom is united, it means that divergence of interest should be carried along.
With the law.
We have divergence. What you see may not be how I see it, but in some way, accommodate me. I accommodate you. That is what united should be.
What do you think? Don't you think it's a bit too early to come up with that, being that he just joined? Was this mantra there before he joined APC, or he brought it?
No, he brought the mantra. That was his gospel. And that's what we heard and said, oh, this governor will be different. He will accommodate everyone. You see, siblings of the family. Someone else maintained the building. Someone else was keeping your dad's compound clean. And you come back all of a sudden, say you are abroad, and you come in and you just feel you should demolish everywhere. You should chest that your sibling out. What if that your sibling was not there to maintain your dad's legacy? Would you even come back to see a legacy? That's what is happening in the APC today.
Right. So you are from Abak.
Very well. Very well.
Some years ago, a group of stakeholders came together, and it was more like a conference. Spoke about the political realities in Abak, especially regarding 2027 our community election. And from what I learned, I think a pact was signed about zoning and all of those things. And I'm sure you were part of that conference.
No, I wasn't part of those who signed the pact. I was, yes.
But you are aware?
Very well aware. Very well.
All right.
Okay. Firstly, Abak is a local government that has 11 wards. Then we have 5 clans. And in these 5 clans, we have 2 political blocks. We have what's called the Eastern block. The Eastern block has 3 clans, which is Midim Clan, Abak Clan, and Otoro Clan. Then we have the Abak block, the urban block. The urban block has Abak Clan and a Clan. Now, political position, elective positions, because you cannot say anything about appointments, because appointment is the prerogative of the governor or the president. So we don't look at that, but we look at elective positions. So this, when the chairmanship is here in one block, if the chairmanship is in the urban block, the House of Assembly has to be in the Eastern block. Between the 3 clans in the Eastern, one clan has to, you understand, zone there. Then if the House of Assembly is in the urban block, the chairmanship has to be in the Eastern block. So now, In the political situation of Abak, in the political realities today of Abak, we've had 5 clans, but of these 5 clans, only 3 clans have been able to have a test of what the House of Assembly looks like. Abak Clan have gone there. We've had 3 representatives. 2 persons took 1 term each from Abak Clan. Then the current occupant has taken a second term, so which makes it 16 years from 1999. Now, we have a Farabon clan in the Eastern Bloc. A Farabon clan in the Eastern Bloc have gone for 4 years. We have Otoro in the Eastern Bloc. Otoro has gone for 8 years. Through Right Honorable Friday Ewok. The Midim Bloc went through, the Farabon Bloc went through Chris Udofia. Then in the Abak Bloc, we've had 3 persons who've contested. We split them. It's 4-4-8. We have Honorable Ibokette, who went in 1999 to 2003. Then we have Honorable Wodama, who went in 2007, 2011. Then we have the present occupant, who's the Speaker of the Akwa State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Deme Otong, who's been there since 2019 up till now. That's 8 years. And he's seeking a third term. Now, I've mentioned only 3 blocks have been able to benefit. We have 2 blocks who haven't tested. You're a father who has 5 children and you share food to only 3 children. There will be problem. There will be resentment. There will be problem. You create chaos amongst your children. So there is a DNA block who haven't tested since 1999. There is Midim who haven't tested since 1999. So if there've been a two term here, elders came in 2022 and said, okay, let's do an arrangement. Let's contest election on a block basis, on a clan basis. When you're done with 2 terms, let it go back to another block, precisely in Midim. So Midim was supposed to. So everybody's mind in Abak was tuned towards Midim. That was the agreement in the PDP. But you and I can agree that in the political systems of Akwa Ibom, the truth is, PDP was all actually dictating. Yes, because if the PDP zones a thing, other parties will follow suit, because that was like the main political party that Akwa Ibom. There was a time they held sway. So people followed them for winning purposes, because, policy is dynamic. You have to weigh options. It's a game of chess. You have to look at options and know how you're going to play. That was why there was an agreement. The elders came sometime in 2022.
Okay.
The former deputy governor convened a meeting at the deputy governor's lodge at government house. Then everyone came, the elders were back, the who's who, the stakeholders. But that was in the PDP, I agree. But these same persons who were in the PDP are today in the APC.
Yeah.
So if they had done an agreement, they should honor it, regardless of the party they found themselves, because you made an agreement for Abak people. This agreement was in the interest of the larger Abak. So you are an Abak son, whether you did it in social party, if I go to a church and say we don't want stealing here, whether I did it in Brotherhood of the Cross and Star or I did it in social church, it is church. We did it on religious basis. The name of the church is secondary. So the party is secondary. We did it for Abak people, for the interest of Abak.
I would like to know what was really the content of this agreement. What was it about?
The content was that let positions rotate in Abak, beginning from 2027, that let the present occupant go for a second term.
Okay.
Let it be that Abak now operates a second term. There's a zone in the round second term, understanding that we now have a second term, because this is not constitutional. Let's establish that.
Okay.
But this is what is called a mutual understanding between a people, which is allowed.
Okay.
So the people came and said, this is what they want. To avoid chaos, to avoid this, let there be zone on clan basis.
All right.
And it was specific. Okay. Now, when Elder Obene leaves office by 2027, which will be next year,
yes,
that the zoning, the next person should be a Midim son or daughter.
Okay.
It should just naturally go to Midim, because Midim have never tested this position. So it should just be them.
So
that was that
the
agreement.
agreement was really about zoning.
Yes.
Abak, right?
Yes.
Within the clans.
Within the clans in Abak.
Okay.
And this president occupant signed it. The speaker he signed. He was in that meeting.
Okay, I'd like to know from the look of things how it is like regarding the agreement. But before then, I learned that the governor has endorsed some endorsed like group of people or different persons in the 26 how is it called, 26 constituencies, state constituencies in the states. So if there was an agreement, is it reflecting in the governorship endorsements of this 26 state constituency? Would you say that there is someone from Midim that is
not
part of it?
It's not. And that is why it is saddening, very, very saddening, that the governor won election from the popular votes of the people. But at a time like this, the governor feels that he can just sit down and take decisions without considering the people. It doesn't make sense in a democracy. It murders democracy. Because democracy is about the people. It's about what the people want. You are representing. What is representation? If you send me to go for an event, say you were invited to somewhere to be a chairman of a function, if I'm going there, I don't have to say my words. I'm supposed to say your words. That is leadership. You represent the people. If you go to sailor climbs, some of us have had the good fortune of living off the shores of this country. I schooled off the shores of this country. So I have seen leadership firsthand in certain countries. You go and ask the people, what do you want?
Yes.
You don't impulse because you were sent. The people have pains. They could see education, they could see the economy, they could see something else. So you don't impose on the people. Democracy doesn't work like that in sailor climbs. So the governor should have consulted in the history of this state. When election season comes like this, the governor sits down with stakeholders of each local government. You try to understand, and even if you don't want to sit, you can do your first-hand information. You are the chief security of the state. You can have security information at the tips of your fingers. You can have it. You can make calls. You have access.
Yes.
You control the dynamics. You can marry the chief naturally. So this is what the governor would have looked for. This is what the governor would have considered. Nobody is against the governor. Just like I said, we had a press conference some time ago. And I personally said, the governor, you came from a way, the people wanted you. And when the governor was not popular, it's something he says. He confesses that he wasn't popular. But somehow he was marketed. If the governor wants to impose people, is he not supposed to market these people?
You're talking about a press conference you held recently.
Yes.
Okay, I think a video went viral about you talking about what you just mentioned, talking about the influence of the governor in politics and all of that. So I hope that's the press conference you're talking about.
Very well.
Let's throw more light on it, because I believe that video was perceived to a reasonable degree, maybe rightly or wrongly, by a few persons.
Yeah, ignorant people might see it as being wrongly. But the thing is this. You see, at a time, in the history and context of a place, there are people who are gatekeepers.
Yes.
Who understand that this is how things are supposed to be done. At a time like this, you read the Bible and you see that the governor is a pastor. So I'm going to reference Bible. I'm going to reference the scripture a lot in this interview. You see, Daniel stood up. The Bible says, and Daniel read the scroll and understood the time. Certain young men were about 20. We rose up and understood the time because we waited for our elders. The elders were not talking. They did not go to the governor. They have access with the governor. What did they tell the governor? They didn't go to tell the governor, this is how the politics of Abak is. We've had opportunities and missed them. Abak had produced a deputy governor for 8 years. What did we gain? Why do we keep bringing folks who don't have the interest of the people to be in the saddle of authority? Why? Is democracy not for the people? So why do you intentionally bring somebody who doesn't have love for the people, who is not patriotic? It doesn't make sense. And it was in the light of this reality that some young persons woke up and said, no, this is what we're looking at. There was something that was done some time back Let this thing be done.
That's what the press conference was about.
Yes. We never had anybody in mind. We said, let it be Midim. If they want to go and put a cripple in Midim, they are fine.
But it should rotate.
It should be Midim. Do what you agreed. You said your words should bind you as a leader. Okay, now look at, for instance, the governor is saying he was in agreement with people. He came, he had an agreement. That's why he's endorsing. As these people told the governor that they also did agreement with some persons before they came to the governor, is the governor not supposed to consider all of that? If he's a chief shepherd, I don't know if he is. I hear people call him pastor. I do not know. But if it is true that he is, he's a pastor or a shepherd.
Of course.
That was why I said the governor is not God. Because he's approachable. So it's either he's not allowing himself to be approached, or people don't know how to approach him. Two things. That's why I said he's not God. Because even God can be approached. Even God, you can make your case to God. There's a exchange in Zephaniah 1:6 that my father used to teach us. He said, when Zephaniah died, the children, the daughters approached God and said, my father had lands. It's in the Bible that the first shared land to daughters. Zephaniah. These guys approached the priest and told the priest,
yes,
as our father saved the Lord,
yes,
then they want to snatch our father's properties from us. It's scriptural. So if mortals can approach God, why is the governor making himself not to be approached? These people met God and told God, and they met the prophet, and God spoke to the prophet and said, give them the land that they should give them, that they're making a good case. We want the governor to hear our case. Why is he not hearing our case? Why? Is he not supposed to be an accommodating father? He put the mantra, called we're united, people were happy. Are we truly united? Even the guys in the governor's corner, if you sit down with them in the dark without recording devices, they will tell you the truth that they're not happy.
Really?
Yes. They will tell you the truth that they're not happy. They'll tell you.
About the unity part, or...
No, that these things you say are just make paperwork. You're saying it just for the camera. You're not practicing it. You're not practicing it.
That is a strong claim.
No. Have you ever heard in the history of any political system that there are 26 people who want to contest election, and you're bringing these people and say they should return unopposed? Where is it done, please, sir? So it means that you've thrown away merits.
Yes.
You've not considered their merits. You've not considered their scorecards. Have these guys performed? If just like Mr. K, like I call it, if you're a principal of a school, I'm a very serious student, and you wake up one morning after examination and you say, we have 2,000 students in this school. Out of 2,000 students, let's say out of 2,000 students in all the classes combined, maybe let's say 500 students failed in that term, a promotional term. They failed. But you stand as the principal and say that all the 2,000 students should be promoted to the new classes. I, who is a serious student, what have you done to me? You've killed my spirit of seriousness.
Of course.
You've killed my spirit of seriousness. You make me feel that competition does not make sense. To be serious with book doesn't make sense. That is just what you've done. And the other guy who's not serious, you made the other guy to understand that anything goes. Go, do your rubbish and come back. You will still pass. Is that not how those brethren? That is what the governor is doing. You're not I'm not against the governor, like I said. If the governor goes for re-election, he will win. I said that in that press conference, and I still stand by that. He will win. But I want the governor to watch something. There will be voter apathy. I can assure you, in some places. Because people are not happy. Except the governor will go on a reconciliation. Let the governor sit down and tell people, okay, this is why I did this. You don't impose the democracy. You might call the shot, have all the money. But these little people can just do things that may not make sense. They can demarcate you.
Wow, Ambassador Regal. So all this is about is that the pact that was signed.
Pact that was signed.
Not respected.
Pact that was signed, first and foremost. And again, apart from the pact, the pact that was signed, sir, the incumbent Has he performed? Okay, let's say some person says he has performed. If you perform, why are you scared of somebody challenging you? A good student who has prepared for exams is not scared of examination.
It's confident.
He's confident. So why are you scared of your exams? Why are you scared to meet the people? Why are you scared to contest elections? If you've actually performed, why are you scared? Even the president is scared. The president is the father of opposition in Nigeria. Why is he scared of opposition parties? Why is it that the president is using the court to fight other political parties? Why? A person who has been an opposition figure since 1992. So we are pretenders in this country. Why are we pretending? Why are we preaching a gospel that if the doses is saved us, we wouldn't swallow it? So why are we encouraging things that we know that might backfire? The government might get away with this today, but he doesn't know what happens in the coming years. He begins to set a legacy of trash. He begins to set a legacy of things just going down the drain. He may not understand this now. I don't mean that to disrespect him. He may not understand these things now. We talk about some prominent political figures in the Akwa Ibom State today. If these prominent political figures were denied opportunity, would we know the talent in them? Would we know that these guys, this kind of person would have made sense in the political climate of Akwa Ibom? We talk about Idems today. If Idems was denied a term, when Idems was seeking election, the person he was contesting against was seeking a third term. So if Idems was denied, if Idems never won that election, would you know? You and I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know that he has this kind of plans for his people. Look at what he has done. He's been very outstanding. That is all what we are telling the governor. If there is one good man, there can be very good men. It's that simple.
So what's your recommendation? Like what approach should be taken, even by the governor? And then what would have been a better story?
You see, let me just go into antecedents. I'll use my Abak. I don't want to use other local governments. I have knowledge of occurrences in other local governments, but I want to mention mine.
Yes.
In 2015, when Right Honorable Friday Woke sought re-election, Governor Godswill Akpabio, as he then was, invited everyone, Abak stakeholders, to Government House, and met them and mentioned his interest, who he thought Abak should. And the elders said, this is what they want. At some point, the stakeholders were divided. Some persons supported the person the governor brought. Some persons supported Elder Faidiwo. And in that meeting, Elder Faidiwo rose his hands and appealed to the governor. And appealed to the governor and said, please, can I just say something? And the governor allowed him. And he said, Your Excellency, please, I beg you, as one of your loyalists, we've worked together. Please, let us go to the field of contest. Let us go to the primaries. If I lose, I will accept the will of the people. If I win, and the governor agreed. Is that not a listening governor? Is that not a listening governor? And that was what happened. We've had that scenario and it played out. And that was what happened. Friday will go into that election and won his second term, hands down. Nobody challenged him because everybody saw that he won. No manipulation. And what we are saying is, we don't have issues. The governor saying he has a preferred, your preferred candidates come to the field? Let's do a contest so that we know what the people want too.
Exactly.
This is what we are saying.
Because it's supposed to be election.
It's supposed to be a primary election. So this is all what we're saying. Nobody's insulting the governor. I don't know how, life is about divergence. We'll have people who see things in context. So they can just wake up and think that we are not fighting anybody. And what we're saying, we are just gatekeepers who understand the time. The governor is a pastor. So I have to dwell more on scriptures. There's a scripture that says, if the foundation be destroyed, what can the righteous do? You reflect on that. That is why I am concerned as a patriotic Akwa Ibom son. I am first an Abak son, then second an Akwa Ibom son. I am concerned. Maybe the governor did what he did in good intent. So he assumed. Maybe he's not doing it because he wants to have Abak people. So he assumed. But you would have dialogue with the people. You are our governor, and we love you. So the governor should have dialogue with us, called the elders, just like I said. Governor Udonge Emmanuel, when Governor Udonge Emmanuel was governor, same thing happened. He called dialogue. Election seasons like this, he will call dialogue. Okay, you step down for this. Okay, you don't contest. Okay, this and that. You know, these things happen. There was a time that Abak, for instance, the federal constituency of Abak was always a single term adventure.
Okay.
It moved between the three local governments, Abak, Etmepo, and Nika. Now, when it was time, around 2011, around that time, Etmepo's son was the occupant and sought for a second term. At the time he sought for a second term, and Abak's son was also seeking for second term. What happened at that time? The governor persuaded the Abak son to please stay back, came to Abak people and spoke to Abak people and said, please, let the Etmepo person go. When the Etmepo person is done, Abak person will go for 2 terms.
Wow.
That was what the governor negotiated. And that was why in 2023, no Etmepo's son came out to contest election in the PDP. It was an Abak son who got that re-election ticket there. Okay. Though in the general election, the APC won that election. Okay. But in the PDP, they respected that zoning. Why? Because there was a broader understanding There was a broader understanding of this is how things should be done. So if the government wanted to do a thing like this, the government would have gone into a broader understanding with people. Sit down and say, okay, this is this. So that we work on this. This is the template to follow. This is all what we are telling the governor. Not to impose like an emperor in a democracy. He is not an emperor. He's a governor. He's a great man. He's a father. A father should understand dynamics of their regions. That you have different children. The 5 of them cannot be intelligent like the other. So in as much as you want to also appreciate the most intelligent, the one that is also not more intelligent, you also have to appreciate. After all, you brought them to this world. Yes, because sometimes the weakest can be the strongest in the system. Sometimes the strongest is the weakest. Of course. So you don't just make it look like because this one appears to be the strongest and you favor that one. That one that is in least can even be the one to help everybody at the end of the day. So that is our gospel.
Another very strong statement you made in the video that went viral, that there was once we had a lawmaker in Abak that didn't perform quite well. Okay. And the Abak people came together and voted that lawmaker out. And you said the same thing can be meted to whoever the governor will be imposing on the Abak people if it's not according to what you want. I'd just like you to throw more light on that statement.
Not according to what I want. According to what Abak people want. Yes. Now the thing is this. Karl Marx, not me, he says in a democracy, the people are always right. Now, people might say that lawmaker had performed. But what did the people say? The lawmaker is someone that I respect so much, but the people of Abak felt he did not do good to them, or he did not do good at his workplace, at his assignments. That is what the people assumed. You understand? Just like in business, they say the customer is always right. So the customer does something wrong, it is said in business, the customer is always right. I don't know whether you understand.
Sure.
So this is the thing. The people sat down and said that, hey, we don't want you. But I have heard stories that he did well. Some persons say he did well, he performed well, he did no bills. I know he did bills. Okay. I can say that for a fact.
Okay.
That he did bills. You know, he sponsored bills while he was in the house. Okay. But in the judgment of the people the judgment of the people that this thing directly affects, they say you are wrong. If you cook salad, if you do fruit salad for someone who's used to Gary, and you present this salad to this person, you think the person will think you're giving him
no how good.
A local person can feel that, no matter, but you know in health, that salad is good. But this person says, no, so whose judgment will you take?
Of course.
It's the person. The person tells you he doesn't want it, that you're not. So that is what I meant. Okay. The people of Abak are saying this person is not good. So maybe this person, like that 2023 election, he was confident, the lawmaker was confident he was winning the election. For someone who was in the inner circle, for someone who had money, for someone who had connection, but that was not what the people. I think he won election in the Knepo, but he did not win election in Abak.
So he was voted out.
Yes. So he lost the election in Abak because of the people. So that is what I'm telling the governor. That the people, you can say this, and the people go and say another, because you will not be in the field to work. Most of these big men that come to you and talk don't even come out on election day. When they come and go to their securities, they go out of fear because they didn't want confrontation. So they may not even be there. In 2023, I was dying till 2 a.m. Most of them were not. They went back home either to be with their family. So they will not be there. Most of them are not always there. But they will make reports to the governor. So that is what I meant.
Wow.
The governor will win election. Let me emphasize.
Okay.
Governor Mobaseno, in my estimation, does not have an opponent that will confront him
in 2027.
In 2020. But what I mean is someone in his pedigree.
Okay.
I'm not saying someone will not come out. I think there should be. Naturally, there should be in other parties. But I am saying that there won't be a pedigree to equal his. So he will win that election. I am rooting for him to win.
Okay.
But, sir, it makes sense when you work with someone who thinks like you. It makes sense. Vision moves when they are like partners. When partners are like-minded, that's when vision moves. If the governor is saying he's performing, he's industrializing the states, he's doing this and creating this, and you have someone who's docile around you, what do you think people will think of you?
Wow.
What do you think people will think of you? Wow. I am rooting for the governor. The point I am making is very simple. Your Excellency, I beg you in God's name that you worship. Allow the people have their say. Your Excellency, Akwa Ibom is a state that God has blessed with very young, strong, intelligent people. You look at his children, he has very intelligent children. Look at his daughter, who's representing the office of the First Lady. So we have such kind of persons. Look at how the daughter has student ever since Her Excellency left this planet Earth. Have you seen how the daughter down? If opportunity was not given. Did you know the daughter before now? I did not know the daughter. She was not in public circles. But look at what she has done within the period of 1 year plus. She has achieved a lot for the, for women.
The office of the First Lady.
In the office of the First Lady, she has achieved a lot. She has moved around. Which was to show you that in nature does not allow vacuum in leadership. So if you're saying this person is good, you want this person, there's another person that can perform more than this person.
So there should be room.
There should be room for inclusivity.
Yeah.
Let's try other hands. Since these persons have stayed and they've been on that place, let us try other hands. That's all what we are telling His Excellency.
That's really remarkable.
That's what we are telling His Excellency. Opportunities. Why some of us appear docile, or we look, you see some young person, someone with. That's why I don't judge people.
Yes.
Because you can be judging somebody and say, is he responsible? Did we give opportunity? Have you tried him? You just sit back in your cocoon and say, this person is like this. No. Try that person. When you've tried, my late dad used to say, if you don't teach them, don't blame them. If you don't teach them, don't blame them. If you're not granted an opportunity, don't judge me.
Wow.
Don't judge me. You've not taught me. Why are you judging me? You understand? So these are the things that I am appealing. So I am lending my voice. Your Excellency, Abak Progressive Congress, we're not fighting His Excellency. Because some persons have said we're sponsored. Nobody sponsored us. Like-minded people came together. We contributed money and did that. And our interest was not for an individual. Our interest was for Midim as a clan.
Wow.
And I want to say this without any regrets, that we appreciate and we thank God that we have been able to speak up in our generation.
Yes.
Because I know that this thing that we did, nature will remind us.
Sure.
Life will remind us. Posterity will ask questions. And when we are appealing to His Excellency, please, for posterity purposes, the scripture again says, do not move the ancient landmark.
Yeah.
What is the ancient landmark of our political consciousness? The ancient landmark of our political consciousness is inclusivity, care zoning. Let's respect this.
Wow.
If His Excellency was not allowed a zoning opportunity, would he have been governor? Imagine Governor Emmanuel saying, I have a good guy who's my friend, whose father helped my father, who's ceremonial, now I want him to be governor after me. Would His Excellency Governor Moyo not be governor? he wouldn't have been governor.
Thank you.
These are the considerations I want him
That's
to
really
consider.
remarkable. That's really remarkable.
Thank you
Just
very
quickly
much.
before we go, I would like you to talk about, like you said, you mentioned it, our governor has already picked a nomination form for the upcoming 2027 election. And there's a saying that says one good turn deserves another. I just want you to talk a bit about the performance of the governor in this first tenure, which is about to end. What would you say as a person? Yeah.
I may not
concerning
really
his
have to. I
performance?
may not really have to dissect.
Yes.
Because I may not have the information very clearly. So I don't want to say. And tomorrow I'm taking back. I'm a man of my words.
Yes.
I don't want to be a person who says one thing and means another. No. Yeah, the conversation on the streets is that people are comfortable with him coming back.
Wow.
Let me throw that path.
Okay.
Let him come back. And it appears there's no contender. Because if they weigh, we will weigh the two of them. Yes, we'll weigh options and say, okay, what are your antecedents? Oh, this person did this as a private person, or this person has done this as a previous government official, then let us try them. Or this person has been excellent in his own field of endeavor. Let us try. So for now,
Yes.
from what I have seen, I saw somebody pick form in the PDP. I don't know about him. Never heard his name or there's a PDP official. So that's why I'm saying that the governor is the best foot forward for now.
So you wouldn't want to say much about his performance, which I'm a bit curious to hear.
Like I said, I don't want to contradict myself.
Yes.
Yes, because I am not armed.
Okay,
with
with enough
this-
information.
with enough
regarding
information,
his
but
performance. What
based
you've
on
heard-
the street conversations, conversations in gatherings where Akwa Ibom indigenes are, whether
Yes.
in events or functions, you hear people say he has tried. You
Beautiful.
understand? He has tried to sustain development, if not for anything. The government started well. When he came in, even when he was in the PDP, the government started well with his peace mantra. The maintain peace stuff. And we saw it. He had a relationship with the SP, the Senate president, even when he never crossed to the APC. So I don't know where this miscalculation of the 26 members are coming from.
Okay.
Don't know how people have, but there are also people who are feeding His Excellency with information.
Of course.
He's a father. So I believe he listens. But maybe because sometimes, the wrong information can appear true when it's repeatedly said.
Of course.
If somebody lies about, if we conspire when we were 10,
Yes.
and I tell you, go see Mr. A, and you tell him a particular thing, I go, we send someone that he doesn't know we are together. And those informations come, 10 persons feed that person. This information, we cooked it. It's a lie. But because it's from different and it's said repeatedly, it might have the tendency of being perceived as being true.
Wow.
So you do not know the persons His Excellency have assigned with certain assignments, and they're not doing the actual thing for His Excellency. His Excellency has based his judgment based on these feedbacks. So,
but altogether, he has your support for the.
He has my support. I'll vote for His Excellency, but I am not. But if it's the House of Assembly, I'm not voting for. I am not voting, and I want to assure you that there will be voter apathy when it comes to the House of Assembly. Well, I can challenge anybody. Let the figure that was assigned or allotted to right on with the tongue, let him check that figure in 2027 and see whether it will be the same figure. I can challenge anybody. I know my people. I know Abak people.
Yeah.
Abak people are not people that,
can easily just.
No. Abak people, we are famed people.
Yeah, of course.
People loved by God.
Yes.
People created in the image and likeness of God. People are solid as God. So we do not bend like that. We move by conviction. Unless the governor, now, I'm not saying there's no political solution to this. I'm not saying there is a political solution. But will the governor take it is what I don't know. I am not supposed to suggest it, but there's a political solution.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Ambassador Regal. But just before we leave, I'd like you to say a few things to those listening to us, especially about the upcoming 2027 election. How best can they participate in the upcoming 2027 election? I mean, with voting, the PVC and anything, just say a few words to them.
Okay, I think the registration, the PVC is still ongoing. Yes, I think it's the last phase.
Yes.
Before the elections. Let people go out and register.
It's so important.
Yes, let's go out and register. That's one thing that allows you as a citizen to have a voice and have a say. Don't just sit back and say, I don't like the Tinubu government.
Like
and tomorrow, in the next 4 years, when things are going wrong, thank God I didn't vote. How? Maybe your vote would have been what would have cost the change. Maybe if you had voted, we wouldn't be where we are. So we need to. And I want to say this, some of us have had the good fortune. There's a book I love to read, Why the Countries of the World Fall. You see, some of us have had the good fortune to understand that most countries were like Nigeria. I have schooled in a country that didn't make sense in the 80s, but today is the third strongest economy in the world. I schooled there and lived there for 6 years. So it didn't make sense in the 80s. In the 80s, they were sending their citizens as exports. When you go work outside the country, you pay tax to that government. But that government they cannot do that anymore. They've developed. They've built structures in the desert. They've grown. They've made sense. So leadership is intentionality. Let us try to think long term. Let us think about legacy. Let us think about how we can industrialization, the poverty rate. And we need to change this mindset in Akwa Ibom. A typical Akwa Ibom person enjoys insubordination. We enjoy people just being mates to us, saying yes, sir, to us. Go to Yoruba. If you've lived outside this place, you see Yoruba enjoy where a young person wants to go. That's why one thing that we don't have in this state is mentorship. We don't have strong mentors because they did not even benefit from mentoring. You understand? They did not benefit. But if you go to Yoruba, you hardly see that big boy who sits back at 40. He will tell you, I was working for Chief Akindele. Akindele made me when I was 25. I worked for Akindele for 10 years. You cannot see it here. You really see a boss that you look good in Akwa Ibom. I tell you, oh, you look good. I like the fact that you're spending money on yourself. You're wearing good wristwatches and you're thinking well. If you begin to think well in Akwa Ibom, most of them suspect that you're stealing your money. So and that is why sometimes they don't give opportunity to young persons. This is the psychology behind these things. So it is high time. Let us be intentional. We want our young persons to go. Most of them today started life at very tender ages, 27, 29, but today they are raising adults that are 35 and have not had the opportunities they had.
Wow.
We've had some of them in this state. I can mention a few names. Your local government chairman at 30, 27, commissioners at 34. Today, if they see a 34-year-old wants to be a commissioner, they will fight that 34-year-old. They don't want you to go in there. Why is it like that? Why? This is our own plea. We've been to school. We have certification. So I think it is time. Let us just change the dynamics. We want our Bible to be different. And we know that all things are possible.
Wow. Thank you so much, Ambassador Regal Inokette. That was a very enlightening session. And I hope you've learned one or two things. One of the things you should pick from this episode is that you should get your PVC ready for the next election. Ensure you go out there to exercise your franchise as a citizen of our beloved country, Nigeria. If you're yet to like this episode, kindly do so, like, share, and most importantly, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Remember, this is the How and Why Show. Thank you so much for your time. See you in the next episode.